Welcome back to DocTrack Administrator Training. For this lesson, we're going to take a look at the DocTrack Polling Requests utility. This form clearly displays all of your company's polling or bundling requests that are active in your polling queue. It's a valuable tool for troubleshooting polling requests that may get stuck there for one reason or another. But in order to better understand this form, let's first talk a little more about DocTrack Polling. You can enable polling for a particular Sightline report by setting up a DocTrack form output profile. The range of reports that you print at any one time is called the batch. If the Print with Attachments box is checked when you select Print DocTrack, then requests are submitted to the background task history in Sightline. Here it waits for the Infor Framework Taskman service to generate the initial PDF file of the report. This is the version of the report that you'd use if you didn't have DocTrack, or if there were no form output profile set up for that report type. DocTrack will need this file before it can generate its own bundled version of the report. Requests for the bundled version of each report are submitted to the DocTrack polling queue. Also, the following tables of the DocTrack polling database are updated. The batch is held in the Batch Request table, and the individual requests are held in the Header table. For these tables, the batch is assigned a batch ID, and each request in the batch is assigned a PDF ID. Both of these tables can be viewed using Microsoft SQL Server. At the same time that Sightline is generating the initial report as a PDF file, DocTrack Polling is busy converting all of the designated attachments to a PDF format. When the initial Sightline reports are done, the tasks in background history are updated to indicate that they were successful. Then, when the required attachments are converted to PDFs, the requests are ready to be processed. During processing, DocTrack Polling will bundle the attachments with their associated Sightline report to make a single PDF file, save the archived version of the report as per the form output profile, attach the archived file back to the original record in Sightline, and email and/or fax the bundled reports to the appropriate recipients as directed by the document profiles. At this time, the report is printed if required. Also, the polling requests are removed from the DocTrack polling queue, as well as the batch request and header tables in the DocTrack polling database. If a problem occurs during any of these later steps, typically an entry will be created in the DocTrack polling error log. There you'll find information that will help you correct the error. Then after you fix it, you can go back to Sightline and generate the report again, or resubmit it through the DocTrack history log. But what happens if Sightline runs into a problem generating its initial report? Often in this situation, the request will appear to get stuck in the DocTrack polling queue because it's waiting for a Sightline report that will never be generated. That's where the DocTrack polling request utility comes in. You can use it to troubleshoot those kinds of problems. Then, in many cases, you can simply reset the request to make it go through. I've set up a form output profile for purchase orders. So now I'm going to request this range of purchase orders to be printed. Within this range are 4 purchase orders. Now let's look at the DocTrack Polling Requests utility. Up here in the header, you see information about the batch, including the batch ID, the date and time the batch request was submitted, the user that requested it, the task name, which will show the report requested, and the site of the database. Then over here you see the batch count, which is the number of individual requests in this batch. The next three fields indicate your progress. You'll see the number of reports in the batch that are ready to be processed, the number processed successfully so far, and the number that have failed so far. You'll note that the second field is blue. We use blue to highlight the field that represents the current stage in the process. This field is blue because the reports are still getting ready for processing. The table below displays detailed information about each report requested in the batch. The first column displays the PDF ID number of each request. Next is the corresponding SiteLine task number for generating its initial PDF file. If you want to see it, just right-click it here and select Details. This will open up the task as it appears in SiteLine's background task history. After the initial SiteLine PDF is generated and all of the attachments have been converted to PDFs, processing will begin and a check will appear in this box. The next field is a reference labeled Waiting for TaskMan. When this is checked, it's indicating that DocTrack is waiting for the Infor Framework TaskMan service to finish generating the initial PDF files of the reports. In this case, the column is blue, indicating that this is the current stage of the process. The next two fields display the number of attachments to be bundled in with the original SiteLine report, and the number of those attachments that have been converted successfully so far. Next, if the background task encounters an error, it will be displayed here. The next field will display the completion status, and this field shows the date and time that the background task was submitted. When the background task actually starts, you'll see the date and time here. When it's completed, you'll see that info in this field and the path of the initial SiteLine report here. If DocTrack polling encounters an error, you'll see it displayed here. The next field shows the report type. In this case, it's a purchase order, so the type is P. Following that, you'll see information about the record on which the report is based. In this case, the first reference column is the purchase order number, and the second is the vendor number. What you see in this form is a snapshot. Every time you refresh it, you get another view of the current status. Now, notice that I've been clicking this refresh button for a while. We submitted this request some time ago, and still it looks like nothing has happened. So to me, it looks like we have a problem that we need to troubleshoot. And on our next lesson, we'll look at using this form to do just that. See you then.